Welcome back to the MLG World Final for Dota 2. We're getting into our third series of the day. It's an elimination series, and we are down to the final match. It is Evil Geniuses going against Virtus Pro. One team will get to move on into that championship bracket. The other team, their journey will end here, and it will be very sad.
It will be very sad.
I'm back with Melk. I'm back with Nahaz. Gentlemen, let's do it right now. Who do you think is going to be able to take it? Virtus Pro looks so good in Game 1.
We're in Norlands. I hope Evil Geniuses takes it. Nothing else for the home crowd. Nothing to do with me being a former genius.
So I'm sure.
I'm no longer a genius.
No, now you own a League of Legends team.
Oh, shit.
Good job.
There we go.
No, I just am glad that in the first two games of the series, we've gotten to see both teams play their trademark style, the type of Dota that has made them among the top teams in the world. And I expect no less in Game 3. The draft for EG in the last game, we questioned it, whether they'd be able to really take advantage with some of those synergies. But you really got to see the individual skill on display from Sumail. I mean, some of those chains that he hit were absolutely max range, catching heroes with his remnants. But also from PPD, we don't talk about support players enough, guys. And he made some huge contributions that game.
I did feel like VP had the upper hand in terms of the draft, but then, you know, there was this moment in the middle lane where you could slowly start feeling the tides were changing and EG were coming back into the game. Where Virtus Pro is just going completely gung-ho, throwing away their lives one after another. Yeah. It's like Last of the Mohicans, where they have that theme going doodly 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 and running in and just dying one after another in slow motion. It was an absolute disaster to look at, but it was very entertaining.
So as we get ready to hop into the draft for Game 3 here, what becomes the new signature hero to remove? Is the Ember Spirit that much of a noteworthy that we need to exit it out? Well, I guess our answer is going to be here right before us. Yeah. Virtus Pro are going to put more priority. They removed the Tusk and the Quap. Evil Genius is rid of that Brew Mother, and now are they going to get rid of the Wisp? Or do you think the Wisp was not that much of a problem from the previous game?
I think they're going to ban out the Doom. I don't think they probably feel like Universe played a huge role in their win just now. And at the same time, it opens up their draft as well. If they want the Ember Spirit, nope, just ignore that.
Yeah. So this immediately begs the question, are we going to see an Alchemist, maybe probably not a Husker, but are we going to see something from the EG that they're worried about that AA?
Well, I mean, they can get a Doom now, and normally Doom would worry about an AA, so.
That is very unusual that VP would pass on the Doom after what happened in the last game. I guess, of course, the AA Veno combo just shredded EG in Game 1.
Is there anything preventing them from just going Doom and Ember Spirit?
No, that's exactly kind of what I was thinking, is that open worked so well for them last draft, and we saw them play those two heroes so well. Why not?
Such an evil duo, too, both fiery, I love it, very spicy, but we'll see if it's something to decide to go for. That doesn't seem too much like the EG way. They always like to throw in one support, at least.
Okay.
Well, the Darkseer hero that was banned out in the first phase last time around, so Doombringer and a Darkseer pickup, so.
So we probably are going to get to see Doom in another position here.
Yep.
They sneak away that Spirit Breaker.
Yeah.
I was going to say it could have been something EG tried to snag up in the next phase, but looks like Virtus Pro will do them the favor and take it
So
for
would they
themselves.
be wise to ban out the Undying now? Do you feel like that played a huge role in that previous game? Because I actually feel it did. Like we didn't see it actively take down kills or doing anything, but just the sheer presence of it there, the ton of decays it got off in the team fights, the soul rips, and of course the tombstone that enabled EG to basically fight.
I don't think, you know what, I think you make a very good point, but at the same time, if you just get into the numbers, I think banning fear heroes is just a losing proposition because his hero pool is so diverse. I'm not going to, I mean, you look at the guy having 10 or more wins on 21 different heroes in his career, 20 or more wins on 0. He is the most versatile player we've seen in the game.
Well, I think we're past that anyways. Considering the pool right now of support heroes that PPD can play, they can't ban him out.
True.
Fear, as you were saying, has a very diverse hero pool. And then, of course, either RTC or Sumail can also play just about anything. So I'm not talking about whether it's an actual player ban, but rather just the hero itself. Because no hero offers what Undying does.
It is true. And we've been seeing that kind of Undying hefty siege work out in this tournament so far. It looks like EG will ban out the Dazzle here. Typically do often see that Shadow Fiend Dazzle duo. And on the other side, they rid of the PPD famous Winter Wyvern.
I think the difference, we'll get off the Undying after this because I'm not sure we're going to see it for either side, but the difference is that they had a number of other heroes with just a ton of hard lockdown in that previous game around the Undying. And when you can surround Undying with that level of lockdown, that's when he becomes just amazing. I'm not sure if EG are going to go for such a stun-heavy draft this time around.
Okay.
We'll see about that.
So yeah, okay, we are going to see the Undying ban out of EG directed at Virtus Pro. You can't argue with that, especially because dual lanes are just so strong in this version, and Undying with any number of heroes in a dual lane could just completely ruin your early game.
So something we saw a lot of yesterday was the Lich on support. I really liked that yesterday, and I feel like it could benefit both sides of the fence right now. You know, Evil Geniuses would open up their lanes tremendously with the Lich pickup and being able to dominate Virtus Pro, even up against the Shadow Fiend on the middle lane. And at the same time, Virtus Pro.
I mean, like 3 months ago, if you'd have told me you're going to pick a Lich third in a draft, I'd have laughed at you. But right now, yeah, that's the best dual lane in the game for my money. They are going to go ahead and go with the Wind Ranger. Again, both RTZ and Sumail are going to play that hero. And Veep, boy, guys.
No one cares about support these days, huh?
I do not know about the Gyro. This hero he's still played by so many teams as a late game hero.
You know why it's good?
He is now 12 and 36.
You know why it's good? It's
minutes.
good for the same reason that Emperor and Queen of Pain is good on the same lineup against the Doombringer. If you doom the Shadow Fiend, we'll still have the Gyrocopter to dish out damage and vice versa.
Giving them multiple targets. Yeah,
no, I agree with Alan. I think it's a horrible pickup as well. But
okay, I was wondering, man, because I don't think you could. I don't know. Illidan is a very, very good farming player and is able to get online with these kind of carries very, very early on in the game. But I just don't know about it here, and I feel like EG just has their pick of any number of really strong supports right now.
We're looking to EG now, guys. We need some supports here. I mean, they put out their full hand as far as cores go, but it's time to get the PPD hero. It's time to get Fear something to play with here. What are we looking back? He did certainly a great job on the Lion. We've seen Fear pull out the Naga from time to time.
Yeah, boy, I don't know. I don't know that they're going to go back to that well after yesterday. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, I'd hate to see a Naga Siren. At the same time, I think a Shadow Demon would actually be a great pickup for Virtus Pro.
That's
Demonic
a
Purge going up against Doom. It combos pretty well with Gyrocopter being able to run in with the Rocket Barrage on the lane and everything.
Yeah.
Evil Genius is going with the same train of thought as they did last game, and why change a winning recipe? Now they have a Darkseer instead of an Undying.
Well, the Doom will obviously be playing it in a different position now.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a change there, but I agree. Got a good thing going. Let's keep it started here. So Clockwork going to be Clockwork right now from Virtus Pro.
Do you think EG could be greedy and put Fear on the 4-position Doombringer?
I would really...
if you look at Virtus Pro lineup right now, they have a Gyrocopter and a Shadow Fiend.
I've theory crafted this a little bit, and I think you could make it work against the right enemy lineup, and this is very close for VP. I don't want to see them try here. I don't think it's impossible. I think it's bad most of the time, but I don't want to see it here.
It is a game 3, so...
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's happening.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a greedier 4-position pickup right here. I kind of they banned the Visage themselves. Yeah, I wanted to see that actually.
Yeah,
I was going to bring that up. No, this is not a bad. We could see a 4-position Wraith King here from EG. I'm not crazy about it, but they seem to like it on Fear.
I don't know.
Night Stalker would make sense.
Oh yeah, Night Stalker's still in there.
I think I still feel like you get a ton of value on that hero out of that hero on the Radiant side potentially.
I don't know.
All right, we'll see, man.
Ooh, it's the spin. Oh, he's right.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, this may be a Fear Sven, and this is people do not understand how good he is on this hero. I think he's like 14 and 5 in his career, something like that on this hero. It just
but that's always
ridiculous.
A 1-position Sven though. That's never been a 4-position.
So do you play him like how teams have been trying out, like the Chaos Knight in that 4-position? You just run around and make fights happen. What do you do with him? You know. This is interesting to bring up on a game 3.
I'm not sure. Is this a 4 Sven or is this a 4 Doom? It could be either.
I would go with the 4 Doom, but that's because I'm greedy.
It's so greedy.
Making that money.
Oh, wow.
You know,
actually,
with the
actually
ability,
can't wait.
He can come out on the lanes. I don't think EG is too concerned about Virtus Pro's early roaming. They do have a Spirit Breaker, but at the same time, Darkseer, Wind Ranger, 2 heroes that very easily avoid these kinds of one-man ganks and the lanes that they are set up with.
Well, so the conditions that I was talking about earlier, when I was sitting down trying to figure this out, and I think to make the 4 Doom work, I think you have to be on Radiant. I think you have to pretty much know that you're going to be up against either a solo offlaner or a hero that's not going to be able to bring pressure. Both those conditions are met here. The Spirit Breaker messes with things a little bit, but I think you're going to have enough lockdown on that safe lane duo to make it not matter. So it could work,
and
but I kind of want
to scale and out-level the Virtus Pro team pretty quickly because the Spirit Breaker probably won't get as much level.
So what is the appropriate response now for Virtus Pro? They need that second support here.
I still think a Shadow Demon is a strong pickup, especially with the Sven pickup.
You need a little support here, and yeah, I think Visage was beyond a shadow of a doubt the right ban out of EG.
There is still a Wisp. I just don't.
Wisp Gyro is a classic.
It is decent with the Spirit Breaker running around on the map and then Clockwork hooking himself in. There's a little bit of space for Shadow Fiend on the middle.
What about? Fights. I mean, again, the classic Rubik. A lot of options there to take.
Rubik's decent.
Okay, we're gonna see Lina. Yeah, he's pretty good on this hero.
Lady Lina gets you the burst.
All right, let's see who picks the Sven.
Oh, this is, to me, oh my gosh, this is going to be, oh wow. All right, this is your 4 Doom. We're going to see if it works here, man.
I love to say I told you so.
It's a bold call for EG, game 3. Gonna be pulling out a very greedy lineup.
I believe in it. North America reigns supreme. Let's go.
Hey, if there's one team that would have the balls to pull something like this out in a game 3, it is EG.
Look at that set too. What a badass right there. This should be one hell of a game. It's game 3 right now. Elimination time for Evil Geniuses going toe-to-toe against Virtus Pro. Let's go ahead and throw it right over to the Capitalist and Merlini. Please, take it away.
That's right. Thank you, Condo Guy. We already have a bit of action as Arteezy and DK Phobos clashing here in this bottom lane, making sure that there is going to be no aggressive ward from our Clockwork to block out that spawn.
Both of them TP down.
Yeah, that was kind of the play, right? When we saw towards the tail end of 6.84 and the early levels of this patch as well, that we would see a support TP out in order to counter the offlaner TPing out and getting their aggressive ward down to block
It's especially important versus a 4-position Doom, something that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. But one of the benefits about Doom as a 4 is you can actually start in the opponent's jungle very easily. And the Sven pickup is sometimes unusual if you're not versus a Phantom Lancer, but I also think it's really good versus Gyrocopter. You know, one of the few heroes that doesn't have to run away, nor does their team have to run away during the flat cannon because of the war cry. So that's really big, and Sven will just undoubtedly win a man fight versus a Gyrocopter.
EG starts swarming down the pit in order to go on to DK Phobos. He managed to get off the cogs, which is really important here. And so they're going to try and rotate around the cogs now in order to get to that bounty rune. Fear's stunned up, but he has the Ion Shell plus the Scorched Earth. They're slowly but surely beating down FNG. They do get the first blood, even if they have to give up the bounty rune. And G, he now has to try and go for the deny from Roshan, but the aggro goes to the Radiant side. And EG pick up a secondary kill. Great start for Evil Geniuses, especially with their rather greedy lineup. VP get both bounties, but they give away 2 kills in the process. Definitely worth it for EG.
Their early game plan was to secure their own jungle, and with that, it's already secure. And, you know, they kind of had that in mind with the early TP from Sven too, and now Doom is kind of free to go wherever he goes, and he's not even starting off in the Radiant jungle as of yet. And he has level 1 Scorched Earth. They had to take some subpar level 1 skill choices. Scorched Earth on Doom. We saw the level 1 War Cry on Arteezy. I'm a little surprised he didn't go stun right there, but they're going to have to at least leash until level 2 on these heroes.
Yeah, so that's actually going to be, I'd say really going to hurt Sumail. Because we did have the SF, who was the one who picked up the bounty rune. And, oh, double nukes! And they managed to actually take down Sumail, as he just gets a bit too aggressive and gets caught by FNG's beautiful Light Strike array.
Yeah, nice stun coming out from FNG. So I actually think that's pretty even for the first minute then, if they got a kill on Sumail and EG gets first blood and bounty.
Yeah, because now the SF is going to be so far ahead of the Wind Ranger when it comes to experience between the leeching plus the bounty rune advantage.
Yeah. Both bounty runes actually went the way of VP.
Yeah.
And Spirit Breaker kind of looking for an opportunity to charge somewhere. He is level 2, but Wind Ranger notoriously hard to gank as a Spirit Breaker, and looks like he's just going to do zoning duties against Universe, who's not quite level 3.
Yeah, you're only going to win this 1 versus 1, Lil, if you get lucky with bashes. So he backs down from the Ion Shell of the Darkseer. But at this point, Universe is going to have to go through the Mango in order to spam out more Ion Shells.
Yeah, you really don't want to eat your Mango this early. But
and this is not a lane that Universe can pressure the carry all that easily, as Gyrocopter, 1, he's ranged, and 2, he actually has a pretty easy way of clearing through creepways. So it's not even like if he was in a better position, he would actually be threatening the Gyrocopter CS all that much.
And Fear looks like he's eaten a Hellbear, the tomato, and heading up to help Universe. Universe is out of mana, so he can't really put on any pressure. And this way, it can kind of be a one-on-one in Gyro versus Darkseer, and another one-on-one in Doom versus Spiritbreaker.
Missed power shot, FNG slips himself away from Samael. Lands the Light Strike Array, and, well, with the win run, Samael will be just fine, but just getting some damage out. I'm not really sure. I guess I can kind of feel the reasoning of the Doom, but still, it's going into a lane up against a Gyrocopter, which is rather dangerous just because the damage output he has with that Rocket Barrage.
I mean, he's just trying to secure a farm for his teammates.
Yeah.
I think it's okay, because Doom can catch back up super easily, but Gyro might get like his Ancients contested by like a Sven or something like that, so his avenue to catch up is much more risky than Doom simply just proceeding to neutral as normal. So it's okay. You want both heroes to be under farmed, especially if it's your 4.
DK Phobos trying to get some of this pull, but oh no, I just watched him miss out on 3 different CS, all of them being like 10 HP. And he's not even going to be able to get the pull and get the creep equilibrium to his favor, as the deny and the range creep makes sure that that doesn't happen. Peter's in a really great position. I mean, the Clockwork is level 4, but Peter's been pulling efficiently enough that he's level 3.5. I consider that success as a support versus, like a single support versus an offlaner. If you can keep your levels somewhat close to each other, I feel like you're doing a good job against that offlaner.
Yeah, that's a pretty good benchmark, I would say.
Fear does actually take the charge here. The creep wave comes in at the exact same time, and this is not going to make it easy for the Rocket Barrage damage. In fact, Lil's just going to go down to the Scorched Earth, and the damage over time of the Ion Shell as well. A lawnmower combination that Illidan wasn't really able to fight into due to the creep wave being there.
FNG trying to place a ward. Ooh, they are actually anticipating him with the other ward, and let's see. I wonder where EG thinks he is right now.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit confused, just because you don't really expect a ward to go down like that one, so you're kind of waiting for him to come up the staircase. He only just now comes up, but EG have already tried to commit for the kill onto Illidan, and it looks like they're going to be able to get it with a Surge. It's really easy to get on top of the Gyrocopter to lead with 1 stun, and between the 3 of them, they're managing to actually pull the damage all right, but Illidan just managed to get away. Peter only had the 1 disable of the Earth Spike, which was part of the problem. If they had the Hex, maybe they could have surrounded the Gyrocopter a bit better with their Ion Shell damage.
He's playing the Doom like a position 4 Spiritbreaker, which is kind of smart. It's just a meat shield to cast the Ion Shell on and kind of zone heroes away from the lane.
Or Jeezy, he gets a bit unlucky here. There's just a lot of armor, and that's part of the problem. Ben will survive. He's actually going to Warcry back onto base. Samael, be careful here, he's a bit low. G is CS-wise, he's doing quite well for himself. 28-20 compared to the 16-5. It looks like that early start that we were talking about with his experience advantage has allowed G to dominate this middle lane.
Both things being pretty efficient about lanes. Whenever a hero's low, there's, like on the bottom lane, we see Lil trying to soak up XP while Phobos is trying to heal, and Fear trying to soak up XP while Doom is trying to heal. So both teams trying to eke out that experience advantage. And it's not the jungling Doom that I think a lot of us expected it to be.
Yeah.
But junglings are just really weak this patch, though. It's really hard to come back from a poor early game, which generally is how the laning phase goes if you have a jungler. See a smoke behind Samael.
Yeah, Samael, oh, he misses the shackle shot there, and G is actually being lured in to try and go for that kill, but immediately countered as the smoke pops, and EG reveal the 2 extra heroes. He turns around, goes for the double raise, but he couldn't get the second one off. If he did, I think he would have actually gotten that kill. The charge comes out from Lil. They're still going to commit for this one. FNG going in deep. Lil does manage to get the kill on that mid laner, so if you look at it as the Lina in exchange for the Wind Ranger, in that regard, it's okay, but Lil has to get out first. He should be fine, though. He's got to charge, and I'm sure he'll head up to the top lane or something, as long as he doesn't get caught by a TZ. He
can charge a lot
on
of
the side, charges out, and yeah, the stun will follow him, but who cares? He's over the cliff. That's far enough.
I don't know. Looks
Or
like Peter
is
wants
it?
to chase him. He has to wait for his clarity. He's already bought.
Yeah, they're spending so much time trying to track him down, and they won't be able to get this kill.
And looks like RTZ has also deviated from Rabbit's build and not going max points in cleave. Trying to farm or fight a lot early rather.
Oh, they hit some mail, lock him down with the nukes. And another easy kill for VP. Lil's a little game there in the jungle actually turns out very nice for him as he was in a great position to surprise Samael with that charge.
And now Clockwork is almost level 6. This is a really bad time for EG. No level 6 on Lion, no level 6 on Doombringer. Sven's level 6 is not that important, so they have way more ultimates to play around with right now.
So why do you think that we don't see the maxed out cleave from the Sven?
The fighting's coming like really fast and furious from VP with the Spirit Breaker kind of charging around every lane. Sumail has had a terrible time in the mid lane, and similar to how like Ember Spirit kind of fought a lot so that Wind Ranger could catch up in the prior game, it's somewhat similar to this game too. The problem with that is Sven is not as good at fighting as an Ember Spirit.
Right.
And he, like Warcry is decent to an extent, but even like Battery, Assault Damage, or Lena's Magic Nuke can take him down pretty easily. And this time they don't have a Doom up front to kind of soak up the spells and kind of lure VP out of prime positioning. So this is becoming decently worrisome for EG.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit confused by the Sven last pick. I really wasn't behind it just because for me, the big defining skill of the Sven is actually the Warcry, and I felt like there was enough mixed damage out from VP that, yeah, the armor is going to be nice, but there's still plenty of magic damage from VP.
I mean, it's really good against the Gyrocopter, so I think maybe just that enough is good enough to justify it, but at the same time, he can also steal stacks. There's not that many carries that can steal stacks from a Gyrocopter.
True.
So that's another benefit from them, and I think EG in general is better out economy, like having better economy than the opponent team. So I didn't actually think that was like a necessary point for the Sven pick. I'm kind of agree that like Sven is generally again seen as a counter as PL and maybe other heroes, but we saw LGD run him. I think some other teams ran him to decent success without having a particularly good reason. So I think they just see something that we don't.
Okay. Well, they're going to clear through that stack with the help of PBD. You'll see him get the second level of the cleave now. So a very even 2-2-2 and 1.
This is risky from Gyro. Gyro went at Helm of Iron Will with no phase boost. Generally, versus a Doombringer, you'll see treads into Sage first, or Sage into treads into drums, because like it's either you or Shadow Fiend that's going to get doomed every fight.
Yeah.
And Shadow Fiend is probably a lot more likely because of him carrying the mech, but you still will get bursted down by like Finger of Death, for example. If one person gets doomed, the other person's going to get fingered, and you really want to be able to survive these fights. And on top of that, they have the potential to steal the stacks with the Sven. So
yeah, I was
it's pretty risky.
It feels like they could get doubly punished here. Arteezy, well, the combination of Cogs and the charge in looks like to be enough to get that kill. The Doom does go out, and looks like DK Phobos just going to be run down with the Ion Shell. They don't actually have enough for Scorched Earth, and they're going to be able to turn around on Fear with the ultimate coming out from Illidan. They use the Gyrocopter very aggressively and pick up the counter kill. A 2-for-0 is easily that Clockwork will escape, and will they get a third kill? Samael, he's going to be charged up here. They missed the Light Strike Array, not sure if that's just for the extra movement speed or what. The Wind Run does give him a decent amount of distance away from VP that they can't continue to chase. And the score now being 5-5. VP committing a lot of heroes to the bottom lane, but it seems to be worth it. 2 kills, plus maybe even a tier 1 tower, at least some chip damage.
It's really worrisome when your strength heroes just drop like flies. Like both of them just got destroyed. Sven died before a TP came out, and then Doom died in like a duration of a cooldown. So as you said, the mixed damage spread from VP is like really nice. The physical damage versus the Doom, and the magic damage versus the Sven. So I don't know. They might need to group up together so that they can actually like use Doom with a lot of armor to run in and hopefully combo like a vacuum into an impale. But we actually don't see any vacuum levels up yet on the Darkseer. There is level 6 on Lion. They really need to get a kill with Finger of Death, ideally on those 2 physical damage cores, but Lena,
DK Phobos, oh, he zips in. Oh, he missed that one. Now he's still going to turn and try and go for PPD, but he's been locked down by the Shackle Shot. The rest of the team is coming in. It looks like PPD is still going to go down. And DK Phobos, I'm not sure how he's still alive, but he's just so damn tanky with the help of the treads. And now the backup, it looks like Samael's going to be going down as well. And yeah, VP now going to be able to take that Ancient stack, it looks like.
That is extremely bad. 'Cause that, like,
We were talking about the potential for Sven to steal Ancient Stacks, but with a fight like that,
he also committed ultimate to that. I don't remember when they had the ward placed there. It looks like it was dropped like right at the start of the fight, but he couldn't kill the Clockwork because he was actually tanking all the Ancients from behind, and they were just wailing on him.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is rough. Maybe it doesn't really matter what build Illidan goes this game.
and with a great start from VP, this actually, I mean, I guess you kind of have to, as a 4-position Doom, go for the minus.
Yeah.
But it just, you know, you don't typically want to go a minus against a team that's playing aggressively into you, and you're kind of behind like this. But there's not many other item choices you really go for. The charge comes in. Looks like they're going to focus all their attention on Fear, whose Scorched Earth doesn't look to be enough to save him. In fact, God is going to survive through this Doom rather easily. Illidan not quite as lucky, though. The combined damage of Arteezy with Rock and that Ion Shell is actually dishing out so much on the front lines here. He's going to go for God up next. He has a stun in 2 seconds, but G is going to be able to get away. Instead, he turns to go for DK Phobos, but a good set of cogs makes sure that EG can't pursue. So 3 heroes down on the side of VP. That tower. Actually, who's picked it up? Looks like the Gyrocopter.
That could have been way worse for VP. They got the Doom on the ideal target, the Shadow Fiend, and then suddenly all his teammates are vulnerable because they can't get mech'd up. And Gyro was kind of isolated. I think he was tanking the tower, maybe. I wasn't really watching that part of the fight, but he was really low when Sven just came up and rocked him. And
oh, are they going to be able to enough? Yeah, they get the stun. Lil, is the charge enough? It looks like it. PVD has no more mana, and now he's going to be bounced back by Lil's ultimate. And they're going to chase for Fear. Illidan, he's got the ultimate, but I don't think they could. Oh, the Scorched Earth actually running out now. He's going to be hit by the first slow, and now the rest of the team coming in from behind. Fear doesn't stand a chance, especially with a little bit of 17% happening. That tier 1 tower is going to be sacrificed as well. And what a back and forth game. It just goes a great team fight for VP, then it turns into EG's favor, and then back again to VP and all their aggression.
But they're really lacking on damage. The only reason they won that last fight was because they had Doom and Finger. They had no Doom and no Finger for that bottom fight, and whereas VP is not really ultimate centric. Both of them are, you know, all their ults are around 1 minute cooldown, whereas EG have to play around like, you know, 2 minute, almost 3 minute cooldowns on the Finger of Death. So until Sven gets items or Wind Ranger gets like a Scepter and or Blink, then or Darkseer hits a vacuum wall, then they can't really put out that much damage. But they still have a lot of options open.
Do you think, I'm kind of feeling like this is greediness on greediness for EG, the Helma Dominator, as well as the Hand of Midas?
Well,
if
what else
you're
is
going Hand of Midas, the Blink Dagger, for me, would be the one thing that Sven could go in a game like this, just to, you know, be able to provide a little bit
You
more
always
fighting
fall
power.
behind. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
You have to get really far versus a Clockwork, because like if you blink in, you'll get charged, you'll get battery assaulted, your team will get cogged. There's just way too many things that can happen to you that you can't actually get a clean kill. Blink's good when you have a lot of follow-up, but they don't have any other heroes with Blink right now. The Doom Midas we already discussed, but Sven, he already had a Morbid Mask. He had to commit to something. It's either Mask of Madness or HOD, and HOD is a far safer build because you can stack your Ancients. But the problem with that is VP already have that Observer Ward from winning the Ancient fight, as well as taking down EG's mid T1 tower. So it's a risky play both ways.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you're thinking about it, if you go the Blink Dagger, you're essentially kind of giving
Mask
up
of Madness Blink, man.
Yeah, you're giving up your 1 position to the Doom, I think, at that point. Lil, that power shot's going to be enough to threaten him. He doesn't complete that, and Sumail, no hook shot out from DK Phobos. They are hiding some heroes here in the top lane, but EG are just going to TP out.
I think, I don't know, what for them it's like if they get a clean jump, like let's say a 2-man Earth Spike into a 2-man Shackle Shot, they still get like charge, they still get Clockwork ulted. What they really need is a Doom on the Shadow Fiend and then all these spells that come out, but that's kind of living in La La Lane if you think that you can get it off every single fight. So.
Ultimate goes out, and they find the Lion. Managed to take him out. They'll just go for the tier 1 tower next up. I keep looking at DK Phobos' farm. He's 3rd in net worth right now, 5,700. He has had such a fantastic game. 2 different fights very early on. He was the target, but he already had the strength treads and a good amount of levels, so he was tanking enough to survive through that, meaning he hasn't died yet. And that now means we have a Blade Mail by, I mean, that was probably a 15, 14-minute pickup. No. Yeah, no tier 1 tower for anybody on EG to TP to, so Universe is going to be Khan. He does have a surge up in a second, but Light Strike Array, Laguna Blade, and Dragon Slave to finish him off. Will
You know,
take
I
the
think
kill.
FNG has been playing amazingly well. He was like level 5 for I think like 13 minutes, but the amount of damage that he threw out in each of these fights, as well as being able to kill Sumail in the mid lane, his impact has been incredibly high.
I was going to say the same thing. He started things off right, being able to get that kill on Sumail and making sure the SF was able to win.
He's the lowest CS in the game, but he is like far from 10th on impact.
Yeah, he's probably had one of the highest impacts in this game. So, FNG, if you find this one, you god. Oh, Sumail's gonna be caught here. They managed to get the shackle shot, interrupted by DK Phobos. Let's see if FNG managed to survive. Yeah, he's good. The rest of VP easily lock him down. They know. I mean, EG are, I feel like, a little bit notorious for hiding in the trees and doing that sort of scenario. We saw earlier as Sven was doing that alongside PPD. And once again, they do it here, but VP managed to catch him this time around.
Their lineup's actually really good at counter-initiating versus a Doom, though. So this is the problem. Like they can't ever like pick someone off early in the fight. They have to kind of isolate VP, but VP has been very cohesive as a team in the positioning.
So pretty fast BKB from Illidan going
Lil
from that.
gets hexed up.
Oh, yeah, Lil, he's tanky as all hell, but they do have the Finger of Death. They can just drop him a bit lower. They can commit for the kill, but not enough. Now the TP, potential turnaround. DK Phobos, hook shot up in a second here, and they've got vision to Peter. Light strike Reg, and he's done.
I mean, that's the kind of thing about VP, though. They go in as a team. Last time it looked bad because they had that chain feed of like 8 or 9 deaths, but this game it's kind of a different story where EG can't ever find a way to come back because VP's never split up. And are they really going to split push with this lineup? It's nigh impossible without blinks. So then that means you have to control your Ancients, but they already lost towers for that. So they still have to out-execute them in team fights is the best way that they can go about coming back from this game. But it's so hard when you're 10,000 gold behind and they have the Aegis on the Shadow Fiend to come back. So, you know, VP's been playing very, very good Dota.
Very controlled. They still have the top 3 net worth. And we're seeing this is sort of the hallmark, I feel, of the last year. The patience and discipline coming out from these teams when they get an advantage, they hold on to it much better than we saw.
Yeah, they're often described as the European team that most resembles the Chinese playstyle.
Well, it's been going down from Illidan, just farming up the creep wave. Takes out that pesky Helmet Dominator creep.
So EG's vision is not that great when they want to split push.
Yeah, they're going to lose out on their Ancient stack.
Yeah, that's bad. So Sven's HOD is pretty much useless. And then now when he gets the BKB, like, he's not going to have a way to like walk in. He can still get locked down by the Spear Breaker, for example, very easily. So it's not looking good.
VP.
Come on, G, taunt it up.
Yeah, we've got DK Phobos sitting on the side, waiting for his initiation. He's actually going to have a 4-step pretty quick. The Aegis is down, but VP don't really care. They know they're so far ahead at this point that they can just bully.
I mean, look
down
at Lil's
here.
position. He's like, if they jump on G because they see that he doesn't have the Aegis, he's right in prime position to charge and bash like 3 or 4 targets.
Oh, missed hook shot there from DK Phobos. His Fear.
Yeah, it's really smart their positioning. One on the left side, and if Spirit Breaker gets caught out, then Clockwork can come in, and vice versa. So they have all their angles of protection covered. And there's like EG, even if they had a smoke, well, they did have a smoke. Even if they tried to go outside of their base with the smoke, it wouldn't have been successful. VP playing very, very safe, taking away any angle of initiation that EG might have even thought about.
Sven, you're not going to be able to farm here for long. Illidan's going to see that camp got cleared out. Know that our tour is somewhere around here.
I don't think EG has any smokes for like 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes until it respawns, and they've got none in their inventory, so you're right. Man,
yeah, I don't see any in base.
Oh, wait. They've got 1 on the courier. So 1 left for the next 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, they needed smoke to make a play, because it just doomed the right target, and then hope VP aren't close by enough to counter-initiate with hookshot or charge, and then try to pick them off in a similar result to last game.
Do you hold on to that smoke until the potential Roche spawn time?
Just whenever you think like the lanes are pushed out, and preferably during daytime. It's way too risky during nighttime.
Yeah.
Because unless they have good wards out, which they don't right now, then they won't be able to get the jump. So wait until daytime. That's, I guess, another 3 minutes, and that will coincide with around the Roche time. So I think that's the time for your smoke. That's the time for your big turnaround play that you're hoping for.
Yeah, and you've also got a lot of upgrades coming in at that point for EG. They've got the Aghanim Scepter about to be finished up for the win range, the BKB on RTZ. Haven't really looked at Universe. I guess he could probably get a Blink Dagger before the end of this. That could obviously combo really well with certain things like Shackle Shot, Earth Spike, and the AoE stun of Sven as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of the other guys have blinks. So if he wants to go for a blink on the Darkseer, they'll need another blink to follow up so that they can get, like, you know, the double stun that you're talking about on AoE. That's probably the best they're going to get the team fight, but it's nearly impossible without a 6 smoke engagement or a blink dagger on RTZ or Lion, but Lion's is much more far-fetched.
SF is rapidly approaching the point where he's going to be doubling the net worth of many of the cores on the side of EG. Not a good sign for the Bleed Blue boys.
I think EG has gotten a lot better though since we saw them at ESL New York. They like almost stood no chance versus their opposition in their first match.
Yeah.
And they're putting up a pretty good fight here, and you can see that they're incorporating a lot of new elements into their draft and experimenting a little bit less, realizing that giving Sumail a hero like Axe is probably not the best idea for them.
The Yule Scepter is going to be coming in quite soon for FNG. There's the Blink Dagger. We do have Roshan now up, so Evil Geniuses, this would be about the time that you would expect potential smoke engagement, maybe waiting out daytime as you suggested, but they may not have the opportunity here. He just does a quick 180 as he runs into some of the members of VP, and will be looking to TP out. Rest EG will follow soon.
This is a good time though to smoke. Like you kind of just scouted out VP's movement, and you can maybe catch him by surprise. I think this is the time, but unfortunately Roshan is up, but I don't think EG know that, so you kind of just have to make the play anyways.
Yeah.
And if they don't go for this Roche though, I mean, that's one of Doom's weaknesses, is the Aegis of the Immortal. Everyone's a Wraith King to him.
Oh, the charge. Sumail, I really thought they were going to back up and go for the smoke as you suggested, because it just seemed to fall so perfect in timing with the Ags and BKB being completed, but...
They didn't realize that they had like Observer Wards up here though too.
Oh, the charge not completed. Lil backs down from that one and also cancels his ultimate, or maybe it was just vision. Illidan, meanwhile, he's actually spotted up Roshan. He's got the double damage, so he's going to try and go for that one. The Blink Dagger now complete for Fear. Hook shot in. He's going to be able to grab PPD, and there's not much PPD can really do about this one with the Blade Mail. He's going to kill himself eventually if he tries to go for the Earth Spike. So a free pick off there, and VP in a great position now to take Roshan with ease.
I saw Illidan pull out of the pit too. He realized that this, like, they just have to all be there for the fight. And even with Lion down, there's still the potential for like all these AoE stuns to come and haunt them. So, you know, they made that one big mistake, I think, in game number 2, where they just had that many deaths, and they clearly realized that and are just in a pack. Okay, well now that Aegis is gone, I don't think EG have their smoke is kind of.
Yeah, there's no point in trying to go for it unless you know VP is going to be really split and you can just get a pick off. They're going to go for the charge through, but cancel it in the middle lane. That smoke kind of pots on the Spirit Breaker. I'm sure the rest of the team knows what's happening. You can see RTZ doesn't even bother finishing up the Dragon.
Let's see, next defense for EG, you're hoping that VP fail a high ground push, and you hope that you don't get picked off. So looks like Universe likely to die here.
He does have a blink, and they may even try and fight still.
Okay, so now it's the waste of time and trying to equalize the net worth gap before they push high ground and delay until the Aegis. But at the same time, VP can just farm. And Gyro is actually not as stacked as you would hope that he is. He's only 2,000 gold above the Sven. So that's kind of a bright point in EG's outlook on the game.
I feel like EG's, I mean, it's not a major win, but their movement around the map has been pretty efficient so far.
Yeah, it's
like
still
VP's
hard for
wasting a
Spirit
lot of
Breaker,
time.
though. Spirit Breaker kind of usually quells a split push, and he kind of got scared because he saw the Doom there, and he was like way ahead of his team, so he canceled his charge. But EG are still going to be scared. Yeah, they've been dodging ganks, but their farm efficiency is just going to be almost completely halted because they're always scared of getting charged. And moving around in full vision.
Yeah, a lot of long-range initiation. You've got the blink on the Doom as well as the hook shot.
Radiant's middle
So.
tower has fallen.
VP.
Yeah, you hope the high ground push fails. You hope they clump. You hope that Darkseer can get a 3-man vacuum, and then with the help of the high ground fog, those 2 heroes without the blink dagger can follow up. That is ideally what you hope for.
Where does Arteezy go with his items now? Do you go like the Crystallis and just try and get as much damage as possible?
It's really hard to kill people without a Mask of Madness. If you have it's nice to have a Crystallis, but without the Mask of Madness to complement it, you're not really going to be killing anyone. So I still think Blink and going for the big wombo combo is the best maneuver for them right now.
EG, they know they needed a special kind of initiation, but Illidan, he already got off the BKB ahead of the Doom, and that'll be able to prevent a lot of this incoming damage. She pops that ultimate to make sure the rest of EG are not going to be able to stand and fight. They'll be able to catch Universe quite easily with that ultimate, and looks like they'll be able to turn around and get Arteezy as well, as he just gets kind of kited around by FNG. Nice jump in from Peter, but he's got, well, he's still at the finger of death maybe to finish off the Lina, but doesn't commit to it. And VP, they pick off 3 as EG attempt to initiate.
That's a sad fight for Arteezy. Did you see what happened to him?
No, I really didn't.
He was ulti and BKB'd. He got hook shot, and then DK Phobos 4-step out of the cog. So he was standing
so he's
there.
Just stuck there.
And his entire duration. And he almost got FNG, and then after his BKB ended, he got Yules and then stunned and then just died. So I don't actually think he got to hit anyone during the fight, aside from 1 whack on FNG.
And now the BKB, they don't actually have it up for another 30 seconds. G will lose his Aegis here. A little stun inside. Oh, nice group up if they have any follow-up. A 4-man stun comes out from PPD. And this is exactly what EG need to be able to win the fight. Now Illidan as well as our Darkseer just on full retreat. Looks like DK Phobos barely managed to get out, but Illidan is going to be chased down by this Scorched Earth. Power shot not landing, but the tick, he finally gets him. The Blink Dagger makes sure that Fear picks up that kill. And that's it. You're talking about it. How is EG going to come back into this game? VP have to fail a push uphill. They have to group up a little bit too much. And Universe takes full advantage of that one, and PPD follows it up beautifully.
Yeah, that's the that's just VP not anticipating what's going to happen from EG. That's the only way they can win a team fight. Vacuum at least 3 heroes. They got 4 that time into a 4-man Earth Spike, and then the fight's almost over from there if their BKBs aren't up. So what they need to do is they need Lina to sit outside and potentially Yules the Darkseer if you can anticipate it, similar like to an Orchid play, or have Peter gets shut out.
Yeah, just because you get 1 kill doesn't necessarily mean, oh, nice vacuum outside of the cogs. That's going to be able to buy Peter some time. He gets off the 4-step, but the Lina, she turns on the Laguna Blade and shows her strength as well. Universe is going to be fine with FNG's nukes aren't enough, and Lil with the double damage on Samael. He just ripped through that cow. Fear, careful there, buddy. They've picked off 1, but there's a lot of TPs coming out from VP. Meanwhile, though, they are causing a lot of space. Arteezy is going to be able to take this tier 2 in the top lane. EG, in just the last couple of minutes, that's going to be a pretty dramatic climb upwards in net worth.
What is Sven going for with his gloves? Armlet, maybe?
Yeah, I think armlet. I mean, the strength, the base strength
yeah, but that's not,
armlet.
His problem is getting kited.
Yeah.
It's not being able to like have enough armor or have enough attack speed.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And it's going to the problems are only going to compound once Clockwork gets his Scepter, which is just 900 gold away. So whatever item he goes for, he still has to deal with like a 12-second hook shot. And this is one of the limitations of Sven and why you don't see him pick so often. Like when he gets behind, he is just not very useful at all.
Arteezy forced to pop another BKB charge and TP out.
Yeah, you have to be able to have access to your Ancients, but if your mid lane loses and your bottom lane and your safe lane loses, you can't farm ever anywhere.
Yeah, there's just not going to be enough space for you. So there is the armlet for Sven. If you you still want to see the Blink Dagger?
I still think so. Like, because of the Blink Dagger, you can actually like blink and then throw the Storm Bolt, and then as the projectile's coming, you can vacuum so they can't pop their BKBs and they get hit by the Storm Bolt. That's another way to start it off rather than like the vacuum to the wall, because generally they're going to BKB right after the vacuum. So you have to be able to stun them like as they're getting vacuumed, and that's one of the best ways to do it.
When you disassemble the Helmet Dominator, you kill your creep, correct?
Can you disassemble it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just going to be disassembled. I'm not sure. I think when you get Satanic, you still keep your creep, so I would assume it works the same way again.
Charge actually completes, and PPD is going to be caught here. Because Because I think that was what was happening here, that his creep, you know, is being found by VP, and he's disassembling it in order to kill the creep to not give up that bounty.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that before. I thought it worked. Yeah, I thought it worked like Satanic though, but not sure.
BKB complete for the Wind Ranger.
She still doesn't have that much damage. She wrecked Lil, but that was only because she had a double damage.
Yeah, if you had a double damage for every fight, maybe EG would be fighting with a lot more confidence, but...
So VP, their execution is generally pretty decent, but I think they just need to do a better job of anticipation. And anticipation could have saved them in game number 2 as well. And just like, okay, we lost this fight, let's cut our losses, let's lose one hero instead of 5 or 6. And it's, you know, that's just a thing that comes with experience and playing more together.
And if they get caught by that Wombo combo again, it's going to be even worse now. Yeah. Doom is going to be completing Shivas pretty soon. In fact, I say pretty soon.
But they'll have Aegis and Cheese next time, so they can do the slow siege. Unfortunately, they don't have a medallion for that or a solar. I think it's really good versus Wind Ranger and Sven, because I doubt they're going to get MKB anytime soon. Although Wind Ranger could proceed into that instead of the Crystallis. But with that sort of high ground siege, your risk of getting vacuumed is much less likely when that happens.
FNG is currently trying to build into the Aghanim Scepter. Only has a point booster for now, but that is going to be a significant factor that kind of puts Samael in a dangerous position, as he's probably one of the squishier glass cannons of this game. That pure damage.
Yeah, and now they have MKB on the gyro, so the BKB win run won't save her.
33 minutes in, we still have another 2 minutes until Roshan is up.
He still needs to stack Ancients with the creep, though. It looks like he's using a Wild Wing bottom to push out the lane, which is also pretty useful, kind of delay VP's window of pushing. I like the different use of the HOD. Phobos, gonna pop this, maybe?
Oh man, they already have Scotty on SF. I did not expect that.
The tanky build, it's the best one versus Doom.
Yeah, he's got the, as I liked her before, the poor man's Scotty and the actual Scotty, SNY, and just all around stat up as much as possible.
Now they're in a good position. Like if they smoke and they run into Phobos, they don't know what to do. It's like, do we really want to do the Clockwork and the Hex and Finger and whatnot? They know they smoked. FNG just dropped a ward there, so yeah, did not catch him by surprise at all.
So this is just going to be a farming game for the next couple minutes while we wait out Roshan. EG, I asked you this question in, I believe, game number 1. Is it better for them to fight around Roshan, or do they want to sit back and wait for their high ground defense?
They can get a
plus
position.
buybacks?
If they have a smoke, they can, but without a smoke, it's highly unlikely it's going to go successfully. And if they lose that, they lose the game. So I think pushing in the high ground might be a little bit better. And VP actually going for a very unusual play, just only because Roshan is down.
Yeah, I like this. They see, okay, Roshan's not down. We're kind of just wasting our time. Let's go ahead and all get into the Roshan pit. They're going to expect us to do Roshan. We'll 5-man smoke out. But as EG are seeing that Roshan still hasn't died.
Yeah, this is the time where you would expect Roshan to have died by now, if it were up. So.
If you're not getting that message, you know that VP are probably trying to pull some sort of maneuver.
Yeah, Fear was in a really good position to pop the smoke and then blink out if you wanted to, or blink in and Doom. And unfortunately, EG don't really have a good way to scout the pit. I guess Wind Ranger, but she has to be pretty darn close to the pit. Nothing global for them. And looks like Wind Ranger might take a peek over here.
The Clockwork actually, now it's beautiful rockets scouting a lot of EG's movement. And that will be, oh, that's Satyr Banisher getting in the way at DK Phobos, who would have landed the hook shot onto Arteezy otherwise. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Lil's just going to charge right through. They've caught PPD, and they finish him off with a double ultimate. FNG wants to be able to move forward for more because he still has the Yule Scepter, but the Wind Ranger is several steps ahead of him. And Arteezy, knowing that they, well, I thought it was going to be because they don't really want to fight. I thought he was going to try and go for the push at top, but they're going to try and mount their defense even without PPD.
They wanted to give the Aegis a Gyrocopter because he doesn't have any HP. He's 1,400. That's like half of G's right now. So that's a smart choice by them. And giving the cheese to G. So now they just need to execute this push properly. Look at the supports. They are way away from these two guys. It's like, okay, we're not getting caught by vacuum this time, guys.
Yeah, the best you can get is Illidan G at this point. And That's just not the initiation that EG can go for at this point. They do wait it out until Lion is revived.
So RTZ has a blink. They still can make a play, make sure they drop a sentry so that they know they don't have vision.
Oh, nice shackle shot. Maybe this is going to be the follow-up. PPD leads in. Now they get the vacuum combination with their two-man stun. They've already taken out one, and it looks like God is going to go down before he gets off the cheese off. Now Gyrocopter is going to come back, pops a BKB, but he's in some serious trouble as EG have just already surrounded him. They're going to run him down between the focus fire and the right-click damage of Arteezy. FNG, he's going to be able to TP himself away, and it looks like nice juke from Lil. Hides himself in the trees and will be able to TP out as well. But that was Aegis and Cheese. That was supposed to be the big advantage of VP, and they just melt underneath that combination. Yeah. From Evil Geniuses.
They need the Glimmer plus Solar Crest combo to do the one-man siege. This is one of the problems of not having that. Like, okay, you guys are only going to line up for a 2-hero vacuum. Okay, it's going to be your 2 most important heroes, and you can't save either of them. That was...
It also felt like their counter initiation just didn't come fast enough in order to stop that combination.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
there was no hook shot or charge.
Even then, you still have like a shackle, you still have like an Earth Spike if the Stormbolt doesn't hit, and one of your heroes are going to be doomed. So it's like Arteezy does a lot of damage right now with the God Strength too. So like you can only do so much with a hook shot at that point, and you really don't want to lock your 2 range heroes in with a cog with the BKB Sven.
Right. Especially with the efficiency of the armlet combined with God's Strength. All right, VP no longer relying on the uphill push. They can't really. So we've seen them be rebuffed a couple of times now, Universe. Nice force staff over the cliff, he'll be okay.
Yeah, so now if you're VP, I think you kind of transition into like a Shadow Blade sort of build that we saw Universe go to last game, so they can't split push. They have blinks, and you really need like a blink Yules from Lina, or a blink on any of your heroes, or like sick clockwork hook shots, but hook shots pretty unreliable, especially when you need to find the heroes first. So like getting a Shadow Blade to scout them out and then just jumping them with Spear Breaker is much more safe when you want to go in for a kill. And it looks like they already committed to like the high ground push build, even though it was without a Solar and a Glimmer, and now it's hard to transition out of that when they devoted so many items to like tanking out versus the Doom, which hasn't even been a problem for them in the past 15 minutes.
Right. We see, because you're running 2 different agility heroes that like see a lot of efficiency in items like Butterfly and MKB. We don't really have an AC hero. Is that going to be Lil's job, or is this plate mail actually going to go, is there enough value for Lotus Orb? Blocking out, you know, potentially returning Doom, Finger of Death, Shackle Shot. Sven's done, actually. That'd be nice.
He got hit by a Shackle, and he's like the target behind, which actually won't proc Lincoln's. I don't know if it procs Lotus Orb, but it doesn't proc Lincoln, so I assume not Lotus Orb. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out for them, especially with the BKB. Like, it won't do that much.
Well, this is going to be awkward. 17% already starting things off. The rest of the team comes forward, but a stun on Illidan, and Arteezy just starts ripping through him, but Illidan's going to be staying one step ahead of him. Lil gets taken out by that Aghanim Scepter. They throw out the ultimate from FNG, but it's still not enough. DK Phobos on the front lines gets a lot of damage in return. Arteezy trying to take him out. They will manage to get him with the level death, but Arteezy is going to fall as well, and VP starts swinging forward, trying to catch out the rest of EG, but they don't have the movement speed to be able to catch up. They're going to try and cut him off as they cut through the secret shop area, but it's just going to be EG pushing forward as much as possible, catching the creep wave and TPing out.
Late BKB by Illidan. You got Sven stunned. I mean, it's hard to predict with the Blink Dagger, but when you commit onto a high priority target like Wind Ranger, generally they're going to counter initiate on you. So could have gone a little bit better for them, I suppose, but Sven's still getting his farm. He is just 1,000 behind the Gyrocopter, and when you were that far behind as EG, it's pretty impressive that he's kept up his farm. And even with like a 10,000 gold, I would still like say EG can potentially win a team fight because of how Sven does damage with God Strength and Cleave. Now that it's only 5,000, I would say that EG's in a slightly better position because of the items that VP has gone for.
Yeah. In fact, you're going to see G losing out on some of that gold that he's racked up. He's going to have to sell that mech eventually.
Yeah, no Ags yet on Lina. Because they've been able to like farm a lot, but they committed a lot to fire maining and trying to take towers.
Right.
So that they're getting punished for it now and failing to push that high ground. If they had split up the first time, it would have been a lot different.
Did they keep their gem? They did. Okay. VP have kept their gem. Both sides actually had the gem, as Fear actually bought one of his own as well. knowing that Vision being such a critical point in this game when you oftentimes have both teams grouping up and clearing through each other's jungles and situations like that, and essentially just waiting out the next Roshan, that Vision is going to be what separates the team that is being initiated on and finding those pick-offs and the ones who aren't.
I wonder what VP does. Like, if they were to have the Aegis and Cheese right now, I wonder what they'd do. I'm not sure if they would push Hydra again, just because of how poor they went for them last time. But the alternative to what they did last time was just to siege with one hero. But I don't think they have one hero that's strong enough to tank like a, you know, Hex, full duration Hex, and then full duration Earth Spike. They'd have to be able to force step someone out.
Yeah. Maybe the next time they put the Aegis on G and they have him be the frontline hero because he's both tanky enough and they can afford to then have him die.
I think that might be better, but it's just so hard to avoid shackles, especially.
Yeah, Fear jumps right into 4 heroes, and they already got the shot on Illidan with the Doom combined. That's going to be a great setup to sight the fights. Or Shiva's actually going to slow him down, and Illidan should be falling here. D gets off a decent ultimate. Illidan taken out slowly but surely, but it looks like Arteezy. Oh, nice vacuum backwards. Universe gets blown up by FNG, though. He bought enough space for Arteezy to escape, and now G and FNG are caught in this awkward position. Arteezy just 2 shots FNG. They lose the Spirit Breaker as well, and it's only G left alive for VP, as they're still going to try and catch him out here. Fear will be able to blink up another 4 seconds. He'll combine that with the Shivas. If they can get some mail there on the front lines, doesn't look like they'll be able to chase him down though. And EG backing themselves up, but a great fight there. Will be able to finally take control of the map.
Yeah, now they have like the blinks and BKBs that they need to try and deal with the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter's actually like fairly useless right now. He gets doomed up every fight. Even if he doesn't, he still gets owned by Arteezy. So I think that EG almost have this game.
Yeah, they've actually got a full lane of racks, it looks like. Another 20 seconds until the FNG Lina as well as their Gyrocopter is back up, so that should be fairly easy for EG to take at least, maybe not even a melee racks. They're going to back up. I expected the focus fire.
The Roche is going to be really important. We've seen all these fights that VP have lost with the Aegis, and if they don't have the Aegis, there's no counter to the Doom, and they can just kind of Doom willy-nilly and automatically eliminate one hero. Does Doom take off Flak? I don't know.
No, because it's
it purges before, but I'm not sure if Flak's above.
Yeah, I don't think you can't purge Flak Cannon, to my knowledge.
So ideally, you just want to Doom the Gyro then.
Yeah. Just try and jump him before he can get off anything.
And, well, Spirit Breaker or Shadow Fiend's too tanky. He's still like 3,000 HP.
Yeah.
And he can still right click. Like his right click's much more potent.
You think you should go with the Ags next on Fear because these fights are drawing out so much? Because you definitely get a lot more value with
he already has the items that he needs. Like Blink, Shiva's, BKB. That's how you start the fight. BKB, Blink, Shiva's, get vision on everyone, and then Doom a target that you see that's close by. And then after that, your team follows up. So honestly, it doesn't really matter that much. He could go for AC, I think is probably way better than Scepter.
What about the break mechanic, though, of the Ags versus, say, like now the Butterfly on the SF? That would free up a lot of space for Arteezy to be able to focus him down, even though he doesn't have an MKB.
Yeah, Wind Ranger can pick. I mean, they have like an excess of frank physical damage now. Yeah, I don't think that like the small amount of evasion. 30% is not that. 35% is not that small. But
yeah, considering you've got 2 or 3 different heroes that are able to focus him down.
Yeah.
So they will be able to take Roshan VP. All right, what is this? Is this a 4th Roshan?
I'm surprised that EG didn't want to contest that. They have all their ultimates up, and as we've seen, like when they clump up, they just get destroyed by the mass stun. So like a Blink Vacuum would have been really good for that fight. I'm surprised they didn't scout it out with like a HOD creep or whatever it may be. And now VP, I think, have. What do they do with the Aegis?
So they did get over to Illidan, who still just has so little farm. His item progression just halted, what, 10 minutes ago or something?
Yeah, that's a problem with 5-manning constantly, but they reap the upsides of it. Buyback, none on Wind Ranger, yes on Sven, yes on Doom, yes on Lion.
Illidan actually can shackle shot it up, and this was a problem for them last time. The shackle shot by itself ensures the kill. They don't have to really commit too much. Now the 3-man vacuum with a combination. They throw the wall over the top. God is going to be chased away with the Doom, and Illidan just gets ripped apart by Arteezy. Once again, EG. Oh, what a great shackle shot. That's going to hold DK Phobos in place for a while they chase down God, who is still doomed up. Shiva's slowed down. He's gone. And DK Phobos, well, he's the last one left alive. Hook shot out. Ooh, nice jump over to the neutrals. He will be able to escape because of that, but now you're left in an awkward position. VP, they've already lost their tier 3 in the middle tower, and they have no buyback on the SF.
I think that was like a very all-in play. They lost the last fight, and that was before EG had, like, you know, I think they were like 10,000 gold ahead. After that last fight, they were like, you know, 3,000, 2,000 gold, and now it's just like they're way too strong. Like, they don't even need the vacuum ball to really win the fight. We saw Gyro drop in like half a shackle shot duration.
In lane Rax, no buyback from the Gyrocopter, not much point. You don't have a supporting crew. They're gonna have to fight this 1-4 versus 5 eventually. It's gonna be the second lane Rax that they're gonna be fighting over, perhaps.
It's a very systematic game from EG. They're really good about damage control and not letting the other team get too far ahead.
Hook shot in, DK Phobos is going to be hexed up. The charge on through is going to be able to stun 4, actually. FNG, it's a decent light strike array, but it's not going to be good enough. He just gets stunned down, and now VP are once again left with only 3 heroes. They managed to catch Sumail, but a nice blink backwards actually keeps himself ahead of Illidan. He's going to turn and fight Illidan as best as possible, but they actually back up. Just get the melee Rax, jump in once again from DK Phobos, Force Staff outside of the cogs, but Sumail is going to be caught and taken out. Illidan needs to stay ahead of Arteezy, though. It's nice 2-man stun. DK Phobos and Illidan just both going to be focused down in EG, unless they're going to be buying back massively. They're just going to back up now. They got the melee racks. They got both racks in the middle lane. They're going to be very happy with the way that engagement went for them.
Yeah, the Doom transitioning from position 4, I think, is actually really strong. You don't really want Doom as your 1 in a lot of games. Yeah, it's strong, and yeah, you'll win your lane, but in terms of winning the game, it's actually not that useful because he doesn't really have anything that scales with items aside from pack leader's aura, which you can just give to your entire team.
Right. Oftentimes, when you're running a Doom, right, as a safe lane farmer, you want to have a mid that kind of takes over that semi-carry role. Yeah, or that role.
Before, position 4 Doom was almost always in the jungle, so I don't know. I think that this opens up a whole different book on just Doom being first pick, and he's clearly a great first pick now. If you can run him in off lane, you can run him as a 1, you can run him as a 4.
Yeah, a lot of versatility to the draft at that point in time. As a first pick, doesn't really lock you down to anything. There's the axe now for the Doom, so these long drawn-out fights are going to be even tougher for VP, as someone is going to be...
Can't underestimate the Universe Darks here.
Yeah, he's got the axe. I was actually talking about the Doom axe, but with the axe on the Darks here, that makes that combination all the more potent.
I've seen Refresher Darks here just owned too. You like use the first one, they bait out their BKBs, and the second one is just... they're obliterated with the chain stuns.
All right, well, as this game slows down a little bit as we wait for the next Roshan, I can't help but hoping Illidan will finally pick up a new item. I don't know, I mean, I really feel like Butterfly has so much value here since we have no MKBs on the side of EG, but...
Yeah, but they like damage. I think he might have to go for Rapier.
Yeah, just straight out Divine, see what happens.
But even then, I still think he loses the man fight to Sven because of the war cry. So even that item won't save him. It will kill all the other people, though.
2-man smoke from top lane through to bottom. And VP, are they really going to contest around the tier 2? Maybe just as a kind of surprise team fight that EG might not expect. DK Phobos actually goes in and just bumps back Sumail as best as possible, but Shackle Shot launches him down. He's going to be taken out with Arteezy on the front lines with the cleave, actually doing a large amount of damage, but Arteezy is going to fall. Lil finishes him off, but G, he'll tick down from the Doom. He just turns and fights. Nice vacuum back wall combination that catches both Illidan and Lil. They charge forward now. Universe, nice light strike array, catches Fear. Shackle Shot not quite latching, but a 2-man stun. PBD blinks in and catches both Lil and Illidan to finish him off. The buyback is already there from G as he's chasing down Sumail, needing that kill desperately. They're going to have to throw more buybacks if they want to keep G alive here, but they might be too late. He pops the cheese now. He's already down to half HP once again. Finally, Illidan and FNG are here, but it's too late. SF is down for 2 minutes now, and EG just start backing up. making sure they don't give away any free kills. Universe goes back in, two-man vacuum. Peter is here with the Hex to make sure that FNG goes down, and now the oh, it's crashed, help me. Dota 2, come on. What's happening,
I have
Merlady?
camera, dude.
All right, everyone's dead on VP, game's over.
GG.
What a great way to end the game. Thank you, Dota 2. What a great climactic way to finish out Game 3, but it's going to be Evil Geniuses taking it. Congratulations, EG. They move on to day number 3.
That was so anticlimactic.
Oh, boy. Couldn't happen a better moment.
At least it wasn't a crucial team fight.
Yeah, this wasn't like,
Look at the positives.
Thanks, Merlady.
And EG advance to playoffs.
Yeah, well done. The TI champions who looked a little bit rusty there at ESL 1 New York, getting back in shape, make it to the playoffs for this round.
It's cool, but because before their strong point was their draft, and now they really showcase their execution and their team fight coordination. PBD, I think, in game number 2 and game number 3 with his Earth Spikes. The one Earth Spike after 4-man vacuum, and consistently in game number 2, turning the game around for Evil Geniuses.
All right, so EG moving on to the playoffs. Our analysts, I'm sure, have a lot to say, maybe even breaking down that last team for us that we missed out on. Cuddle Guy, Jacob, Nahaz, what's going on?
Thank you so much,
We didn't
Cap
see it.
and Ben. We didn't see it either. Apparently it was so emphatic, it just blew up Dota, and the whole thing was over. But we did see the end of the fight with a real skirmish, and pretty much all that was missed was Virtus Pro deciding to throw up the white flag. It wasn't anything crucial missed there. But what a hell of a game, hell of a series, very tight. It looked like, again, Virtus Pro were going to be able to kind of steamroll their way through, but the resilience from Evil Genius is really something else. And you know what? Universe has been on record saying he hates playing Darkseer, but you're going to keep playing that.
Oh, yeah, he
hero.
did a great job.
If you're
We love
gonna
it.
defend, you got to keep playing.
I was the worst analyst throughout that game. I was sitting down in the audience and I was talking to friends, and it was like, oh yeah, the game is over after EG got the 2 initial kills, and I thought they just outscaled them with the Jungle Doom and everything. Then Virtus Pro just takes the game back in a dominating fashion, and I'm like, oh, all right. There is no way VP is going to throw this one. And then these vacuum into a 4-man Impale, Stormhammer, God Strength. It was amazing defense by Evil Geniuses, so I'm very impressed. I think the audience was very happy as well.
I mean, look, he may hate the hero, but I got to say the purple guy loves him because that's his 86th career win on Darkseer. Next closest player is Funnick at 64. Just unbelievable plays to keep EG in the game. And guys, we talked earlier about how Universe has the chance to leave New Orleans this weekend with his 600 career win. Well, he wasn't about to go down quietly.
I like that. And that means that Evil Geniuses have secured their own spot into the championship bracket. And guess what that means? We get to have a rematch. It's going to be EG versus CDEC to start out that first round 1. But we're going to go ahead and throw it over to the stage where we have Zoe with a winner interview. Take it away.
Thank you so much. I now have PPD joining me from Team EG. Of course, first of all, congratulations. That was probably the most intense series we've seen so far in this tournament. So I guess it must have been an emotional roller coaster for you guys as well.
Yeah, it's been an emotional tournament. Our best of 3 yesterday against LGD was really close too. The Monkey Business one was pretty close as well. I don't know if we're playing our best Dota right now, but it was enough to win.
All right, now let's actually talk a little bit about the games we just saw. During the draft in the very first game, I feel like, I think when I listened to the analysts, they kind of felt like the laning phase should definitely go in VP's favor. Like they felt like they generally kind of have the better lineup for that. Did you feel that way as well, or did you think like it's not going to be a big issue?
Yeah, they picked pretty well lanes, and it was kind of hard to get the game going for us.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess the tri-lane-ish thingy going on in the bot, that really worked out for them. Now, in the second game, though, on paper, I think Melk, I believe, was the one saying that it should have also been going in VP's favor. That didn't happen, however. Why do you think you guys came out on top in the second game?
All the games are kind of blending together, so I'm not like 100% sure. But after the first game, we discussed like how important it is to win our lanes, and we just put a lot more focus on it.
Right. And the last game, I mean, yeah, that was just a massive back and forth. I guess that really blurs together a little bit more there. You were behind for the majority of the early game and also mid game, but you took a really good fight on I believe it was top lane when VP tried to push in, and then you just kind of ended up winning that fight and then kind of started to actually, really getting back into the game. Was there any point of time where you thought that's probably not going to be possible anymore and you just kind of dragging it out and hoping for the best?
We were definitely hoping for the best. They were pretty far ahead, but we had Darkseer and Doom for high ground push. So if whoever used Doom on it, they can't really use cheese. So Roshan's not the biggest deal. And I guess in the words of No-Tail, they just got doomed.
Wow. Well put, though. Now, talking about that Doom, though, when he was just picked and everyone just went crazy and was like, oh my god, is that going to be a jungle Doom? Which is something we haven't been seeing in competitive Dota for quite a while. I mean, it's a pub thing for sure, but not in competitive scene. He didn't really end up going jungle, however. Was there an intent for him to actually jungle?
You can kind of do a lot of things. If you're able to get away with Doom Jungle, you can do that. If you need to help out the Darkseer in the offlane, you can do that. They had Clockwork, so it's kind of hard to force them out of lane anyways. So just kind of doing dual lanes or using a jungler is usually the best approach.
All right. Well, it was absolutely enjoyable to watch those games. So thank you so much for giving us some insight. Once more, congratulations to you and your team. And we're heading into the last series of the day in just a bit. But before that, we once more going to take a quick break, so don't go anywhere.